Hi kids, my name's Nicole and this is Let's Make Art and you're here to paint with us again. And today we are doing some fun. Ooh, that was a good one.
Thank you.
Some pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns or whatever you call them, but we're gonna be drawing and painting these together today. So the supplies that we're gonna be using are watercolors. There's 4 colors we're gonna be using. And this is our color mixing guide, so if you have our box, actually this comes in it, so go out and grab it, and it's super helpful to see all the colors we can mix. We're starting with, our first color is rose red. It's this really pretty color. Now, if you don't have this exact color, you can also use a red or a magenta. The second color we're using is a yellow, and this one is called lemon yellow, but if you have any other yellows, grab that. And then our third color is a blue. So this blue is a little bit, it's like a deeper royal blue than what you may be used to. This one's called berry blue, which actually, that makes sense. It's like a blueberry.
It's like a blueberry.
Yeah.
I love blueberries.
And then on this guide, we also, it's not here, but we're gonna be using a black as well. Because on our jack-o'-lanterns, we're gonna be painting the faces. So those are the 4 colors I want you to grab. And then, as always, have a cup of water next to you, your palette, your brushes, and paper towels. Oh, and the other thing that's gonna be a little bit different is you'll notice this paper is blank. We're gonna be drawing together today, so you'll see on our step sheet. So make sure you have a pencil, because we're gonna be doing that. So, once you get that all set up, I would like you to do our motto with me. So if you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I am brave.
I am brave.
I am kind.
I am kind.
And I am creative.
And I am creative.
Let's do this. Boom. Okay. Oh, and I need to introduce you, if you haven't met him before, this is our cameraman, Keenan, who you'll hear. And this will be a fun one, because maybe he'll tell us some jokes.
Hello, everyone.
So this is Keenan, our friend, who's going to be painting with us. Now, this one, we're going to be so creative together. So that's the 3rd word in our motto, so don't forget that. So grab your pencil, and the first step is we are going to draw our pumpkins. So if you look at our guide, we're going to draw our pumpkins, and we're going to draw the bottom part. So let's start with our ground, because our pumpkins need to sit on something, whether it's a table, or maybe it's grass, or maybe it's just dirt. So you're going to have your piece of paper, and I have a smaller piece of paper, and I put it horizontal, which means it's this way. So I'm going to start on the left side of the paper towards the bottom, and you're going to go across and draw a horizontal line. Now, the ground isn't always straight, so if your line kind of goes like this, awesome, I love it. There's our first step. Then let's draw our 3 pumpkins. So in this space, I like to use my imagination, and I kind of see it before I actually draw it. So my hand will go like this, and I'll go 1 pumpkin, maybe 2 pumpkins right here, and then 3 pumpkins. So that helps me to kind of look at it before I draw it. So then when you're ready, let's start on which do you think would be easier for you, Keenan? Starting in the middle or on the left side?
I would probably start on the left.
Okay.
And then make my way to the right.
Make your way. Maybe if you're left-handed, maybe you go this way.
Yeah. If you want to start in the middle and make it perfect and get crazy,
you can.
You can.
Yeah. Either way. So there's so many, we're talking this out, and there's so many different ways you can draw.
So many.
So many. That's why it's fun. Okay. So we'll start on the left side. So what I want you to do is actually, let's do a little exercise first. Close your eyes and think of a pumpkin. Is it really circular?
Has it been baked into a pie?
That sounds very yummy.
That does sound yummy.
Is it a longer, skinny one? Is it really wide? You know those really wide, really squatty ones?
Is its name Alfred?
We can name one of ours Alfred.
Perfect.
We can want to draw Alfred first?
Yeah.
Okay. So Alfred. So this one's more squatty.
Okay.
Okay. So when I'm doing this is I'm going to draw. So you're going to draw a circular or oval shape. So for this one, if he's a little bit squattier.
I've seen a pumpkin like that.
Some of them are really like that.
Yes.
Okay, so then that's that one. Maybe this one will do it in this space. So maybe this one will be a little bit taller, because some of them are taller and bigger. So again, we're just drawing like a circular type of shape. And then this one I'll draw more circular. Boom. So
Nice.
there are our 3 pumpkin shapes. So I like how you can see this because, again, they can be any shape. Now, the next step is when you look at a pumpkin, remember that they have those grooves on them? So we're going to draw them. So what I want you to do is I want us to start on the left side first, and we're going to draw 2 of them, but think of them as really, so we have a C. Where's a C? C.
C.
Try to see what you see.
Charlie.
C. But we're going to stretch it out so it's going to be more like this shape rather than like this.
Oh.
So let's go on the left side, and I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to draw that curve. Top to the bottom. So you see how that's a stretched out C? So let's do another one. Sweet. Okay, so let's do it on the left side of all of them. So again, I'm going to start from the top, and I'm just going to draw 2, or you can draw 3 if you want. Top to bottom, stretched out C, top to bottom. Now, the reason why we just started with the right side is, or left the left side, now we're going to go to the right side, and we're going to do the opposite. So, and if you have our step sheet, you might read this and say, Nicole got confused. So we're going to switch it, and we're going to draw an opposite C, and we're going to do the same thing and stretch it out, and we're going to go on this side. So I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to start from the top, you're going to stretch the C and come to the bottom. So let me do it one more time. Do you see how we have C's this way and then opposite C's this way?
Yes.
It's making it look like it's round. So when you look, if we can do a front face, if you're looking at a pumpkin, it goes like this and goes inside. So by us drawing our curves on both sides, it makes it look round. Isn't that cool?
That is super cool.
So let's do it on the other one. So again, we're going to draw an opposite stretched out C. So go from the top to the bottom, top to the bottom, and again over here, top to the bottom, top to the bottom. Boom. Okay. It's starting to look like a pumpkin. It also kind of looks like, could be a basketball.
Yep. I was going to say maybe originally a potato with a Band-Aid on it. That's what I thought of first.
I can see that too. Okay, so our pumpkins have stems on them. So we're going to draw a stem on the top of each of them. And so to do that, what I want you to do is I want you to draw 2 lines. Maybe they're also C's, but they're shorter. So just draw 2 lines like that on top. They're short. And then connect them with a line across. So do it on the other side. And maybe this one is taller and goes the opposite way. Your stems can be any size. This one maybe is shorter. So there are our stems. Now, let's see. Ooh, now we're going to paint. So you did all the drawing. Good job, you did that. Not fun, drawing's fun. Okay, let's put our pencil down and let's grab our paintbrush. Now if you were like me, I have 2 different paintbrushes. I'm gonna use my smaller one because my painting's really small. But you can use the big one if you just have the big one. So what we're going to do is when we use our watercolors, I'm looking at this guide, and actually this guide will help too. Is the first step is we're going to do the lighter color, the light orange of our pumpkin, and then we're going to add the darker orange. So do you see on our color guide? Yep. Is the lighter orange is right here, which means it's closer to our yellow. And so what we're going to do is this says we're going to do 10 drops of yellow and 1 drop of rose red.
Whoa.
10 drops. So I want you to grab your watercolors, open it up, and on your palette. And it's okay. Sometimes my drops get big, sometimes my drops get small, but I'm going to count to 10. Will you count with me?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, go.
I can't
2,
see.
3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Boom. Okay, so 10 drops. Now, if you added 1 more, all good. But what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 drops, and then I'm going to take my red, and I'm going to drop just 1.
Ooh.
Ooh, that looks cool.
You know what we should do next time?
What?
Next time we have to count, we should count in a different language. They should do that too. If they know a different language, they should count.
Say it out loud.
Say it out loud.
Okay, I love that. Yeah.
Do we have to count to 10 again?
Not this time, but in another we can do it.
We'll do it again sometime.
So we mix the colors, and when I'm going to put this out here, made a really pretty orange, actually. Can you
Yes.
see that? Okay, let me move this for you.
Oh, thanks.
Does that help?
I could have moved as well.
It's okay. Okay, so now here's the thing. Whenever you paint, sometimes it will make a different color, and this is how you experiment and have fun. So you are the artist, and I actually want to show you something. I have a lot going on right here. Do you see how we have this orange?
Yes.
Now we need to have 2 colors of orange, a light orange and a dark orange. So do you like this as your dark orange color or your light orange color?
I like that as my dark orange.
Okay, so if you're like me and your color came out like this and you want a lighter color, what we're gonna do is we need to add more yellow. So the red is really, really strong. So that's why we only had one, you saw we only had 1 drop, but that means I need to have more of my, add more yellow. So maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up, let's move some of this over here. Don't need very much. So I'm gonna keep this color because I like this color. Then I'm gonna add, let's say, 3 drops.
1, 2, 3.
What language was that?
French.
French? Actually, do 5. 4.
5, 6.
Okay, 5. Let's see what happens. So again, we're experimenting.
I did it wrong. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're just learning a lot here.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so do you see how that made a lighter color? That made it more yellow. So this is our yellow color. So what happens is sometimes, again, on this guide is just there to start you. But, so I made a color that's even more yellow. So I want to use that. It's like a yellow orange. I'm going to use that as my lighter color. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your lighter of the 2 colors. You're going to mix it in. Now, actually, have your cup handy. I want you to dip your water in your brush, hit it off to the side, and then we're going to dip in our water. And you're going to paint your pumpkin. Paint it all the same color. Now, when I'm painting, I'm not pushing really hard in the paper. I'm just kind of gliding across. We'll be kind to our tools, and we'll paint.
This is a good orange.
Yeah. So do you see it's like a yellow orange?
Yeah.
So this is our lighter orange. So we're going to paint all 3. Paint it in. Now, they really look like basketballs now.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so we did our first color. Now, we want to use our darker orange that we mixed over here. And then here's the trick for this one, is I want you to just use the tip of this brush. So let's do a practice. When I'm doing this, is I'm not pushing really hard. Instead, if we can get a side angle, does that work?
Yep.
Is I'm just gonna use the tip of my brush and I'm gonna lightly go like that. Do you see how thin that line is?
Yes.
So you don't need to press very hard. So what we're gonna do is we're going to trace over the pencil lines of our pumpkin that we drew. So the first one is I'm gonna do that trick where I'm just, the technique is I'm just gonna lightly touch the paper and I'm tracing over my pencil lines with my darker orange.
Wow.
Then I'm gonna go and grab a little bit more. And then I'm just using the tip, so I'm just gonna lightly glide. Woo! Shoo!
Nice sound effect.
I got that from you. Lightly trace. And do you see now, if you take a step back, do you see how that's starting to look round?
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
Even more so than before.
Right? So we're using a darker color to make it look more round.
To give it shadow.
Yes. So let's do it again. Okay, so what I was gonna say is when Keenan got excited is, do you see how this one, the color is right here and it kind of exploded into the other color?
Yes.
Isn't that awesome? That's why we love watercolors. Okay, so let's see what's next. now that we did that, oh, we're going to make another color. We're going to make a brown color. So I'm going to just use the colors I have here. So if you think of brown, I've been told that this may help to think about this, is brown is like a burnt orange.
Delicious. You know, like a burnt orange?
Do you think that would taste good?
I mean, I know it would smell good. Orange peels smell nice.
That's true. I don't know about a burnt one though.
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
But, so if we have our orange on our palette already, and we're making brown to make our ground brown and our stems brown. So let's look at our color guide. We have orange. Here's a fun trick. If you have your color wheel, if you mix the opposite color, you'll get a brown in here. I'm not sure which one we're gonna get, but that's how you mix different colors. So we have blue, so we have our orange right here, and we have our berry blue. So I'm gonna add 1 drop. Let's see what happens.
Brown is a tricky color for me.
It is a tricky color. There's a few different ways to make it.
Yeah,
it's
hard for me to figure out, but it's good to practice.
It is good to practice. And it's good to experiment and just see what happens. So I'm gonna add 1 drop. Oh, 1 drop to my orange. Mix it together.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Did you get a good brown?
I think so. Let's see what we got.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is cool.
That is a good brown.
Okay, so it looks like we made a dark brown. Now, just because, let's just have some fun. What happens if we look at our guide and let's try and mix another one, because it looks like we kind of mixed to this one. Yeah. Let's see what happens if we get this other one, red brown. So I'm gonna follow this guide and I'm gonna draw 3 drops of yellow. Ooh, 1 drop of blue. And 2 drops of red. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Whoa. Yes!
Ooh, that is a pretty brown.
Isn't that cool? So I think why, and here's what I want you to start to use your brain up here, because that's what it's for, is this one is a more redder color, right, than this one. It's because we added more red to it. So that's why it's a red brown. Isn't that cool?
Yes, I love it.
I love all these colors we got here.
Too.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a mix of them because we can. Let's put this over here. So let's start with our stems because they're on top. So pick one of your browns that you made, and now if you wanna make more brown, have fun. But I'm gonna mix one of my browns, and I don't need a lot on my paintbrush because this is a really small spot, so I kinda like to go like this on the palette, and I'm just gonna really lightly paint my stems. Oh, Keenan.
Yes?
You have to tell what's the names.
Alfred.
Alfred.
Jacob.
Okay, Alfred, Jacob.
Well, and Jack.
Oh. Doesn't say they all could be J's, but Alfred is Alfred.
Alfred has
cool.
a silent J in there. It's actually spelled J-A-L-F-R-E-D. It looks like Jalfred, but it's Alfred with a silent J.
Sounds good.
Some people say Halfred, but it's still Alfred.
Okay, Alfred, Jacob, and Jack.
All with J's.
All with J's, all friends. Okay, so now we're going to use our different browns that we have, and we're going to paint our ground. Now, because this is a bigger area, I think I'm going to switch brushes, and I'm going to go with my bigger one because I like my bigger one. So I'm going to dip in my water, hit off to the side, dip in your paint, and we're going to just paint the bottom.
Ooh.
Now, what happens if I pick up my other color? Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, I want to mix them both.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah.
What did the orange pumpkin say to the green pumpkin?
Orange you doing? Orange you...
Nope.
I don't know what.
Are you okay? You look a little sick. Because the pumpkin's green. Seasick, maybe. Doesn't have his sea legs.
These are all good jokes. I did not get that one. Ooh, so I'm making kind of different colors. Need to hold my thing. I realized while we were painting is maybe your ground is, oh, what if your ground's snowy? Does it snow for you when it's Halloween? Does it snow here?
It has snowed in the past. It's not very often.
Yeah.
It's very cold usually.
So maybe the ground is this color.
It's smart to try and dress up like a woolly mammoth or something.
For Halloween.
For Halloween, because then you're bundled up and you're happy when you're outside trick-or-treating.
That makes sense.
Yes. Also, have hot cocoa ready to go.
That sounds, this kind of looks like hot cocoa chocolate, the
It does
color.
look like hot cocoa.
But speaking of this, is it made me think, if this is, I want you to have fun, and this is how we use your imagination, is I have this color, I want to mix. What happens, I thought of wood. And you know, wood, since this is wet, here's a technique, and I'm just adding in, wet on wet. When your paint is wet, what if I add some lines to it, or circles? And it's gonna kind of spread around.
And do its own thing?
Yeah, because you know how wood has different lines to it, even kind of on this wood?
Yeah, the grain of the wood is varying.
So I just kind of added different colors, some circles, some lines, and that kind of gives it some texture. Oh,
yes, nice.
I'm just kind of having fun here. I hope that's okay.
That is
I had another
okay.
idea.
Okay.
If you have your paper towel, I've seen you do this too.
Ooh,
What if you
yep.
just dab like that?
Yep, that's
Add
a good
some
idea.
texture that way.
One thing you could do is, instead of balling it up, because the paper towel has its own texture and shapes and designs in it, is you could lay it down really softly and press the whole thing down with your hand, and the entire thing will have a repeating pattern.
Whoa! That's fun.
Yeah, you could have a lot of fun with a paper towel.
Woohoo! That looks so cool. Okay, I love that so much. Now, actually that helped because it's kind of dry a little bit more. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to draw the faces of our pumpkins. Now, if you want to just leave it like this and you're like, Nicole, I don't want to add faces, or you don't want to carve your pumpkin, that's okay. You don't have to carve your pumpkin. Now, if you want to carve our pumpkin together, I'm gonna use black. I'm gonna squeeze some black out. Okay, so for the faces of your pumpkins, when we are looking at this, here are some examples that you can go off of. Now, if you want to, let's see, are these dry? Yeah, these are dry. This may help actually, is if you have a pencil, which you did because we drew our pumpkins, is if you want to draw your faces first and then paint them, maybe we'll do that together. So let's do this. Now, our pumpkins have eyes. So I'm gonna draw on top of here. For this one, we might need to get a side view of this. I'm gonna start with a upside down V, and I'm gonna do this one first.
Can you scoot it a little to the right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Also, if your ground is too dry, then you can go take a snack break, or is too wet and not dry yet, go take a snack break, or you can do the paper towel technique and kind of dry it off a little bit.
Nice.
Okay, so I have this one, I'm gonna have an upside down V, and then I'm gonna draw 2 lines, and then I'm gonna draw another upside down V like that. Let me do this one a little bit bigger so you can see.
We could call that a bubble A without the crossbar.
Oh yeah, that is an A.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an A instead of a V, which is the same thing, but yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna draw an A without the crossbar. I love that. And then on either side, we're gonna draw 2 short lines, not connect them, and then draw another draw another A. Ooh, I like that. One's smaller and one's bigger.
Me too.
Okay, then the nose, for this one, I'm just gonna draw a triangle. And then the face, or the smile, so I'm gonna halfway draw one, and then it's as if the tooth is there. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle, so it's a line and a horizontal line, another line, but not the top, because I want it to look like that. And let's draw the other side. And then maybe I'll just draw another smiley face and just connect it like that. So he just has one tooth right there.
It looks goofy.
Alfred.
I like Alfred.
Okay, so let's do the other one. The next one is, let's do this one where the eyes are more longer because this is a longer pumpkin. So for this one, I'm just going to draw kind of an oval shape but curved. There won't be any cutouts of this one. So draw two shapes, and maybe this nose is also circular. And then this one, I imagined his face going like, whoo, like very excited, or like he was howling at you. So I'm gonna draw another smiley face, but draw it really curved. Maybe this one has two teeth, a smaller one and a bigger one. Okay.
I like his face.
Our last one is, this one I made it like he was kind of angry looking, so his eyes were like squinting at you. This one's Jacob, this one's, what's his name again?
Jack.
Jack, oh yeah.
Yes.
Jack is up to no good.
Oh.
So, if you want to draw him a little angry.
He's being sneaky?
Yeah, oh, he's being sneaky. Yes, he's like squinting.
Yeah.
So his eyes are doing that. And then his nose, let's just make it a little bit different. His nose is just going to have two like that. And then his smiley face, I'm going to draw like that. Two teeth. Curve. Then maybe there's one off to the side. So we can start a smiley face. This one has a tooth like that. Boom. Okay. Now, let's grab our smaller brush because it's a really small area. And I have my black already. Dip in your water. Hit off to the side. Pick up your black. And you don't need very much on here because we're going to use a really small part. So again, I'm going to hit it off to this on the palette. Remember, this tip is we're just going to use the tip, so don't press very hard. So I'm going to color in and just kind of lightly paint. And we're bringing our jack-o'-lanterns to life. Are they all friends, Keenan? What's the story behind these three?
So, well, Alfred's the oldest.
Okay.
You know, even though he's, I don't know, the shortest, you know, he's also the wisest. That's why his name's Alfred, or Halfred, or Jalfred, but mainly Alfred. So Alfred's the oldest. Jacob is the youngest. And he has to be the calm one, which isn't very normal, you know? He's got to separate the oldest and the middle. Because Jack, that guy, like you said, he's up to some things. And those are usually picking on Alfred. Aww. So they get along. They're still brothers. They love each other.
Oh, they're brothers.
Oh, yeah, they're brothers for sure. They're all J's. Their last name is... I can't remember what their last name is.
Maybe they don't have a last name.
Maybe they have no last name.
Oh,
look at those mischievous guys.
Three brothers up to no good on Halloween. This guy looks happy though. The oldest one's just wise.
Well, that's because he's been separated from Jack for a while. He feels better when he's not being bothered.
Well, now, here's the fun part. Is as you hear Keaton telling us a story, we want you to tell a story about yours.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, the very last step is once this is all dry, and maybe I can do it without, to keep going, is I want you to think of either maybe it's a joke. So on this one, the example we have, why, let's see, I'll close this. Why was the jack-o'-lantern afraid to cross the road? Why?
Why?
Do you know why?
Kind of.
Okay, go.
Because he had no guts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the inside of the pumpkin. So these three are telling this joke together. So maybe you can do that, or maybe they're just talking to each other. Maybe they're telling a story. So I'm going to grab my markers. Or you can use crayons if you have crayons. And I'm going to use a marker. And I just want to show you how you can draw, it's called a speech bubble or a talk bubble. So is on each of these pumpkins is you're going to start with a V. Now this time it's actually a V. So wherever they're talking from.
I like it to be called an upside down A.
So you're going to draw a small V, and then you're going to draw a big oval. And maybe I'll take up this whole space because we have a lot of room up here. So I'm going to connect from the left side, and I'm going to draw a really big oval. This is his speech bubble, and then connect it. So there's the first one. The second one, maybe we'll put the V over here. That's kind of like a sideways V. He's talking like that.
Maybe he's talking out of the side of his mouth to Jack. He's like, this guy's really upset at you. You should probably calm down.
You could have it where it's talking out of its mouth, like you said. But either way, I don't have room, so I'm just going to keep doing it on top.
Okay.
I'm going to do another one.
Jack-o'-lanterns are the best ventriloquists
Why?
because they can't move their mouths.
Oh, you're right.
So they just talk like this all the time. They never move their mouth.
So we did our speech bubbles. Now, I'm not going to do this because I want you to do this on your own. So I want you to write something inside of each of these. Remember, they could be telling a joke. Keenan gave a lot of very funny jokes, so you could definitely take one of those. You can have it be a story, or they're talking, or maybe you name them. There's so many different things.
A lot of good ideas.
How you can have so much fun. But otherwise, we're done today. You did so awesome, and I love painting with you. I just want you to know that. Now, before we end, actually I have something for you, there are so many little artists just like you in our community who are painting alongside us, and we wanted to give a shout out to one of them. So we wanted to show, we'll put up a picture. This is Kinsey, and she did our Holiday Gnomes projects, which actually one is from a little bit ago, which you can do as well. Look up Holiday Gnomes, but look what she did. So they were more for Christmas, but she turned them into October, fall, pumpkin kind of ones.
Yeah, which is so cool.
They're so cool. So this is how you can be creative. You can take this project and maybe they're talking snowman.
What if they're your favorite superheroes?
Yeah.
Or what if one's a pumpkin pie instead of a pumpkin?
Yeah, it turned.
What if one's a candy corn? What if one's dreaming instead of talking and all he sees is pumpkins, and it's just like, I want more friends instead of my silly brothers.
There's so many fun things, and this is how you use your creative brain that you have, and that I want you to always remember that. So this was such a fun one. Huge shout out to Kinsey. She's 8, so let's give her some very good love. And we also have a Facebook group called Let's Make Art Kids Art Projects, and an Instagram called Let's Make Art Kids. So ask a grown-up, say, hey, I want to share with everyone what I made, and tell us your story. So don't forget to do that, and always remember that you are brave, kind, and creative, and I'll see you next time. Bye.